Hello, this is my Young Fives classroom. We are a classroom that consists of both 4 and 5-year-old students and are all inclusive. We have both general ed students as well as those with some exceptionalities or special needs. Today we're going to talk about the importance of using visual supports in our classroom. As you can see throughout the room, we have many things hung on our walls for referencing tools. And these visual supports are going to support both the general ed students as well as those with special needs. So here is our sight word wall. When we are doing our writing centers, the students are able to look at this sight word wall to see how to spell the words correctly when we are writing them. And I find the more that we do the writing, the better they become with spelling the word. Another tool that we use when doing our sight words is a dice game on our smartboard, where all the students need to do is click on the dice on the board. They're going to see the word that pops up and they're going to shout out the word. Again, I find the more that we practice with our sight words, the better they become. And as you can see, some of these words that we have on our dice currently are some of the harder ones that are a little bit more difficult to retain and remember. So we practice those a little more often. I also have up on my wall at the top our number wall. This number wall goes from 1 all the way to 30. As you can see, there's a number as well as the item to count in case they forget what the number is. They can count the object, and as well they also have the word to spell when we do some of our activities, and they're matching a word to a number with its spelling. So we use this for both general ed and special needs students. It becomes very effective to be able to use the room and reference it. We also have our birthday wall. This helps the students to remember when their birthday is. Every student has an owl that has their name and their birth date on it. We've learned what the numbers of the months are, the days of the month, and students can look at this to reference. And then on the nest, you'll see that there is the month, and so they'll also remember that 7 goes with the month of July. We have a board. We're working on staying in the lines with our coloring, using proper colors. At the beginning of the year, we notice a lot of students struggle with their coloring skills. So we have this visual aid here that shows them how to stay in the lines. We work with their fine motor to help them, guide them through the coloring process. And as they progress through this coloring process, you'll see at the top, it has 3 stars. So each one of these requirements will gain them a star on their paper. They all get really excited and want to have 3-star papers. Over here we have our shape wall. So as you can see, there's various objects on these cards that show what the shape is, things that are that shape, as well as the word that goes along with that shape. So they're seeing the spelling as well as objects. Over here we have our color board. So we have a few things on this card, but we also have all of the objects on the wall here where they're referencing the color as well as the spelling of that word. We use this daily. Every child is learning how to spell each color word. We have songs that go along with it, and then we have the visuals on the wall here. I do have a student in my classroom who has very high anxiety. So to get him through our day, we have created a schedule of our day. On this schedule, it shows that you come in, we do table work, we write on the board, we do some silent reading, we have our calendar time, we move down to centers and art, we clean up, and then it is time to pack and go home. This little hand that is on the chart, he will move throughout the day in order to successfully transition from each activity. And when he sees that it is time to go home, he knows it's on the house. This board over here is called our focus board. On our focus board, this is a board that changes weekly. It shows what our letters of the week are, our number, which we do not have this week, our color, our sight word of the week, our shape, and in this corner we have our theme of the week. Every Monday we talk about this board. We talk about the sound each letter makes, we spell the color, we talk about the sight word, and this stays up all week. It stays as a nice reminder for each student as to what it is that we are going to be doing throughout the week. Over here, we have another type of visual aid, but it is in words. I have a child with autism who is very high functioning and is able to read, so we have found that spelling all of the words out and the directions out for him have worked better than having cards with pictures on them. We found the pictures to become too much of a crutch for him, and he does better when he's reading words. And then I have a few bilingual students that we are working on with the visual items and the pictures that go along with the words, how to have quiet hands and feet, how to sit on the carpet properly, using quiet voices in the classroom. And just looking at this chart, the students that are bilingual can see the pictures and know exactly what to do. So these are just some of the examples that we use in our classroom for both the general ed students as well as the special needs students. And we find it very useful, very functional. We all need visual aids in our lives. We know as adults we need visuals. We have stop signs, we have lights, and things of that nature. And as adults, we know how to adjust to those things. So when it comes to working with students, we need to adapt to them so that they understand and feel comfortable with their environment and know how to work throughout the day, what is expected of them. We also have here some items with our caddies. We know which table they need to go on, where their extra work goes, their name tags and such. So as you can see, we have a very functional classroom, a very busy classroom, and everybody works through the day very, very well and uses these visual aids. We reference them all day, every day for each and every student to keep them as successful as we can be. I hope this was a helpful video for you, and look forward to any comments or requests or suggestions you might have about them. Thank you.